Chodesh Tov, everybody. Happy Friday and happy Elul. Today's the first day of Elul. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining. And Nicole, and thank you very much to Isaac and to Alex for their beautiful song that we got to listen to today, for their song of gratitude to God, Tov Lehodot LaHashem, that we were fortunate enough to listen to. Thank you, boys. And we love listening to you, and keep them coming. It puts everybody in such a good mood. So today, everybody, is the first day of Elul. It is Rosh Chodesh. So the traditional greeting is Chodesh Tov. Chodesh is a month. Tov is good. So Chodesh Tov means have a great month. And Elul is no ordinary month. Elul is the month of introspection, Cheshbon Nefesh, and it's the month wherein we, hey Josh, wherein we happy to see that the internet is working. Dongle is the month in which we hear Shomea called Shofar, the sound of Shofar, every single morning, but not on Shabbat. We don't listen to Shofar on Shabbat. But this morning we would have heard Shofar. The mitzvah isn't really, according to halacha, you need to actually hear Shofar blown in your own vicinity. In other words, over the internet is not permissible according to 99% of sources. But you know what? We'll blow it later on anyway, just so that we can talk from an educational purpose about the whole notion of Shofar. The other beautiful thing that I love about Rosh Chodesh always is that it's the day in which we recite Hallel, songs of praise to God. And the song that I started off with, Eli Ata, is from the Hallel prayer. It's actually one of the most serene songs. I love singing it, and I'm going to do it again for those people who are just joining us now. I'll just do the first part, just because it puts us in such a meditative way of thinking. So the words are Eli Ata, V'odeka, God, you are my God, and I thank you. Elohai Aromameka, God, you are my God. Splendid, great, grand, above all others. Eli Ata, V'odeka, Elohai Aromameka, Helzi, welcome, and I hope that you had a very special birthday. You're always with us, and you're always such a positive energy with us, and Helzi, we hope that you had the most beautiful day. Barbara Landau, if you're out there at the moment, happy birthday to you. I know that you're often on our streams too, so we wish you a happy birthday too. Everybody, we're going to do some more songs from Hallel today. One of the songs that most of us, I think, might know is the song B'Tzeit Yisrael, which tells the story of the crossing of the sea. Hallel is a whole collection of different psalms and prayers that glorify God's name. If you know this one, sing along. I think a lot of you will know it. B'Tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Bet Yaakov me'am lo'ez, Hayeta Yehuda lekodsho, Yisrael mamshelota, Hayara vayanos, Hayarden tisov leachor, Hearim rakdu chelim, Gevaot, kivnei tzon. Now you've got to repeat what I say. You ready? Malechayam, Kitanus, Hayarden, Tisof leachor, Etzon, Yivnei Etzon. My turn. Milifnei Adon, your turn. Milifnei Adon, Choli Aretz, Choli Aretz, Milifnei. Aaron's turn. Elohai Yaakov, Hafchi Atzura Glenn, hi Jen, Hafchi Atzura Galemayim, Galemayim, Chalamish, Chalamish, Lemaino Mayim, Lemaino Mayim. Oh yeah, you guys would have known that one, yeah? Some of you? It's a piece of, think about the words, B'tzeit Yisrael, when the Jewish people were leaving Egypt, and the person who wrote this, I'm not quite sure who, it's a traditional piece, wrote it as a march. Dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Really got into the mode of it. Can you tell? Can you see the energy? The way it rocks? All right, everybody, the shofar has got multiple meanings. All right, we know the story that, in the story of the sacrifice, Akedat Yitzchak, or the almost sacrifice of Isaac, instead of sacrificing Isaac, Abraham was told by the angel to sacrifice the ram that was stuck in the thicket by its horn. And because of that, and to remember to say to God, you know what, God, you might not want to forgive me for my sins, but think about the amazing job that Abraham and our ancestors did, our forefathers, and in their merit, bischutam, in their merit, then you save us. That's one of the things. The other thing is that it's traditionally almost like an alarm clock for us to wake up and to say, I did okay, or I did amazingly, but there's always room for improvement. So it's that sort of inner alarm clock, or as we say, the alarm clock for our souls, to say, how can we improve, where can we do better? That process of introspection, of cheshbon nefesh. But you know what? In the Haftarah of Parashat Shmini, which incidentally is the second longest Haftarah of the year, in the book of Samuel, you're going to have to check this up, because I'm almost sure that I think I'm talking sense. But check it up. I think it's in the Haftarah of Shmini, in the book of Samuel, when King David was marching in triumphantly into the city of Jerusalem that he'd conquered, and that he now made the new capital that remains today the capital of the Jewish people. He was carrying with his Kohanim the Ark of the Covenant, the Aron Brit Hashem. And it tells us that he was running into the city dancing, in jubilation. In fact, he was just wearing undies. Can you imagine that? In fact, his wife, Michal, the daughter of Saul, was actually embarrassed and gave him a mouthful. She was not happy with him. But he was so excited, and he was in such a convivial, jovial mood that he ran and danced. And what does it tell us? It tells us that he was heralded B'kol Trua, B'kol Shofar, that the shofar was sounding loud, and it heralded King David into the city of Jerusalem, Yibum, the city that was now once again, and that remains, the capital of the Jewish people. We know that the shofar was also used as a war cry before people went into war, as a manner of asking Hashem to protect us from our enemies, and also to arouse fear, like the haka does in New Zealand, in the hearts of the enemy. It was also used at the coronation of kings, and it also heralds Hayom Harat Olam, today the creation of humanity. So all of these different reasons the shofar is blown, but during Chodesh Elul, the shofar is blown mainly to remind us to introspect, to undergo that introspection, cheshbon nefesh. I'm going to blow it. Once again, you have to listen to it in real life, but you know what? In today's age, that isn't easy. Those are the blasts. Tekiah, the first one, the long one. Shivarim, the 3. And then Trua, the breakup. And then the last one again, Tekiah. And in some communities, and in fact on Rosh Hashanah, we do Tekiah Gedolah, the long blast at the end. All right, you know what? Why don't we get ourselves into a Shabbat spirit? And then we're going to do a few more songs from Hallel. So, sing with me some Shabbat songs. Let us do from Shabbat. Let's do a bit of Lecharedi. And then we'll get into it. Here we go. Lecharedi, nai 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 nai, likrat ka, nai 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 nai, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Yotzet, sing with me. Lechadon, dai 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 dai, likrat kal, dai 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 dai, pene, Shabbat, pene, Shabbat nikavela. Yai dai dai shamo, vezachor b'dibur echad ishmi, anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem utif erev v'lit, sing with me. Nai 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 likrat kala, nai 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 pene, Shabbat pene, Shabbat nikavela. Should we mix it up a bit? Here we go. Let's try another tune. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, זאת מעשה במחשבה תחילה. Here we go, עוד שנייה. לך דודי דודי, לך דודי נקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי נקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מקדש מלכי מלוכה, כל נצא מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט וימק הבחר, הוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. Here we go. לך לך דודי דודי, לך דודי נקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי נקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Okay, that gets us in the spirit of Shabbat. Now this song from Hallel, I want you to stick around because I want you to listen to this. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's called Pitchuli, and we ask Hashem to open up the gates of righteousness. And at the end it says, Zeh hayom asa Hashem nagila v'nismecha bo. This is the day that God made. Nagila, like Hava Nagila, we will rejoice, v'nismecha, and we'll be happy on it. Let's think about that, Sarah, and to you too. This is the day, Carmel. This is the day, Zeh hayom asa Hashem. Let's make it this day. This is the day that God made. Nagila, for us to rejoice, v'nismecha bo, and for us to be happy on it. I'm going to teach you the first part. All right? I want you to sing it with me. Yai dai 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 dai. Die, 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 die. Try that with me. Die, 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 How does that sound to you? You think you can do that? One more time. Let's try it again from the beginning, and then we'll move on. Yeah. nay, nay, Cecilia Shabbat Shalom. Nay, 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 nay. Here's the words that I love. Ze hayom asa Hashem nagila v'nismecha bo. Ze hayom asa Hashem nagila v'nismecha bo. Again, Lechu niranina, lechu lechu niranina Lashem. Lechu niranina, lechu niranina, lechu lechu niranina Lashem. Naria, naria, letzuri shein, rekana bana betoda. Naria, naria, letzuri shein, velera naria loem niranina, lechu niranina, lechu lechu niranina Lashem. Lechu niranina, lechu niranina, lechu niranina Lashem. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagila Iramayam, Iramayam, hey, Iramayam, umlo, Iramayam, hey, Iramayam, Iramayam, umlo. Now in Victoria, even though we're in stage 4 restrictions, and happily the numbers came down today, good, long life to all those people who passed away, sadly, but it looks that there's some light at the end of the tunnel. But even though we're not allowed guests in our homes, we know, ladies and gentlemen, friends, boys and girls, whoever's out there, that we are always allowed to invite 4 special guests. Actually 5. We're allowed to invite Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. Who are those? They are the angels. Michael, Raphael, the angel of health and healing, who we need now more than ever. Uriel, who sheds light on us. And Gabriel, the angel of bravery. Umealav, and on top of them, Umeleahem ve'eleinu, on top of all of us, Shechinat El is God. Let's sing, I think, one of the most quintessential Shabbat songs ever that we sing before Kiddush, but let's sing it together. Welcome the angels into our homes. All together. Shalom Aleichem Malachei HaSharet Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Come inside, Boachem. Boachem leshalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon mimelech malachei hamelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We ask the angels to bless us. Barechuni l'shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei Oh man, welcome to those angels, and welcome to all of you. Thank you so much. It's so lovely week after week to have, you'd think after all of these months, that I suppose people will be doing other things and all the rest of it, even if you can't, if you could, but it's incredible. Josh, good to have you, and it was lovely to sing with your little munchkin this morning too, because Harrison is awesome. I've got a song that actually, it's a big song. It's a piece of, I'd say chazanut from Hallel, that I thought it normally would be done with the choir, but I thought I'm going to give it a go. You're going to have to forgive me because, I'm not a pianist. Shabbat Shalom, Denise. I have people often that play piano for me, but I've been doing my best over the course of the pandemic. Shabbos Joshi. This song is from the beginning of Hallel. And see what you think. The choir would start off like this. Now often we would have a little child soloist over here. I'm going to try and do what they have to do. Then the choir comes back in again. Moshiri yakeret habayit, Moshiri yakeret habayit, Heim habanim semecha, Heim habanim semecha, Heim habanim semecha, Heim habanim semecha. Big ending. And then the choir. And I think what I miss the most, besides being with my family and friends in Shule, is really my choir. Because some people love Good Shabbos, Karen, and thanks, B. There's a big, I suppose, divide in the Shul world today. And that is those shuls that have choirs and those shuls that don't. Those shuls that have chazanim and those shuls that don't. And traditionally, hi Ivy, traditionally, in the old days, And I'm going back to Europe, where most of our family come from, and I'm going back also to Morocco and to the Edot HaMizrach, those places where Sephardi Jews came from too. There were tremendous musical traditions that arose during those days, many of those that we still use today. There was always a chazan, and often there was a wonderful choir. And often the choir was well trained and well, people used to chip in, and they were well paid as well. And today, in many congregations around the world, there's been a move away from that notion of traditional liturgical music into more da-di-di-di-da, which we do as well. But I still love the balance. I still love to have those big pieces that we listen to on Yom Tov and on Shabbat, like one, for example, that I just sang now. Some of the beautiful ones that we put the Torah back to, some of those big Uvenuchoyamar pieces, and the traditional Nusach that I still think is so important because it is an anchor to our past. And when we chuck those things away, many people will argue with me, and I'm happy to have the discussion, but when we chuck away those traditions, I think that we are all the poorer for it. So I still love to keep those traditions alive. Many of you might agree, some of you might not. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the month of Elul that I discussed earlier on. Elul, for those people who don't know, Elul is the month before Rosh Hashanah, and the 4 letters that make up Elul are an Aleph, a Lamed, a Vav, and a Lamed. And our rabbis tell us that this is an acronym for Aleph, Ani, I, Ledodi, and for my beloved, for the people that I love, Vedodi, and my beloved, the people that love me, Li, are for me too. It's a time to foster connections. It's a time to reconnect with not only the people that love us, but with ourselves as well. Hi Simi, and hi to all of your beautiful children. Hi Mia. It's a time to connect to our loved ones, and it's a time to connect to ourselves as well. It gives us that opportunity for cheshbon nefesh, for self-reflection, for self-awareness. Ani ledodi vedodi li. I am for my beloved, and my beloved is for me. This is the traditional. You can't go past this during this time. Let's sing it together. Avinu Malkeinu. Gets me in the mood, yeah? Aneinu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu Chaneinu Vaneinu. Ki ein banu masim aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed sing with me? Aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed Aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed v'oshienu Avinu Malkeinu our Father, our King, Chaneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu masim aseimanu. Deal with us, Hashem. Tzedaka v'chesed, mercifully and with justice. Aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed v'oshienu. Aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed. Aseimanu tzedaka v'chesed v'oshienu. shalom aleichem. Ereinu shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem. Ereinu shalom aleichem. Ereinu shalom aleichem. Ereinu shalom aleichem. Ereinu shalom, shalom aleichem. Talushka, Talushka. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Shem, your poor teachers have heard this so many times. Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Bum bum bum. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, all of you people out there. We have 2 bar mitzvahs tomorrow night. I'm going to be zooming tomorrow night, big time. We're going to be joining 2 special bar mitzvah boys, and we have a very special mazal tov to the Slamoy family and to the Psometragus family on the bar mitzvahs of Josh and of little Jack. 2 incredible kids who I've had the pleasure of teaching over the years, and we wish them and their extended families happy birthday for their Zoom mitzvah. Which is obviously a new term that we have coined during this crazy time. So Havdalah tomorrow night is going to be at 7:30, and we're going to join in with, actually tomorrow we're going to join in Havdalah together with the Psometragus family. So I'll live stream it on Facebook and I'll be zooming. So don't worry, you're not going to be gate crashing their bar mitzvah, but we're going to be doing Havdalah all together. So 7:30 tomorrow night for Havdalah. Everybody, I wish you a blessed, wonderful, magnificent Shabbat, and the traditional greeting, Chodesh Tov, happy month, but we're going to say Chodesh Metsuyan, which means a wonderful, excellent month, the month of Elul. And I'm going to check in with you guys tomorrow night, and we're going to talk more. Remember tomorrow's parasha, Shoftim, Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof, justice, justice, you shall pursue. Ceci Lieberman, you tell them, girl, that was her parasha, and she read it so beautifully. Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof, justice, justice, you shall pursue. The call to action for all Jewish people. We need to be an Or LaGoyim, a light unto the nations, where we need to show people how to live a just, ethical, and moral life by following the precepts. Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whoever else is out there, Shabbat Shalom. It's so wonderful to see you all. On behalf of all of us at St. Kilda Hebrew Congregation, we wish you only good things.